For number 1, it says reflect the shape in the mirror line. The mirror line is there in the middle. So the distance, if this is 1, 2, this one is 1, 2. If this is 1, this one is 1. That helps you. The shape should be the same size. So this one is the object. And that's the image. So in science, object, image, and that's the mirror in the middle. Question number 2, write this number in order of size starting with the smallest. The smallest is -20. And then the next one is 0.351, and the next one is 10. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You done number 3?
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, what's your answer for number 3? How do you do that number 3? Precious.
Which one?
Question, this B, sorry.
Oh, you just take away the biggest number from the smallest.
The biggest is?
304
Yes, and the smallest?
is 3.04.
Correct. So that's the first thing to identify, the biggest minus smallest, and that gives you 300.96. Beautiful. And number 3, how do you do number 3A, Daniel?
I put brackets of 5 minus 5 because 5 minus 5 is 0 and anything times by 0 is 0.
Yes, so you put the brackets around, use brackets, bit mass. 5 minus 5 is 0, 0 times 5. And for part B?
Yeah, I did that.
Perfect. Put the plus there. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. Correct. And for question 4, on the grids are 7 triangles labeled A to G. And complete each statement by writing the letter of the correct triangle. Triangle A is congruent to triangle. What does congruent mean? What does congruent mean, the word congruent? Any idea?
Is it in harmony, like I don't know how to explain it. The same size and same shape.
Yes, same size. So E, look at A and E. You said something same size. Look at A. I'll color A in yellow. Look at E. What's special about A and E?
The same shape.
Same shape. And what else? Are they the same size?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So congruent means they are the same shape and the same size. So it's like having 2 triangles like that. Same shape and same size. What does mathematically similar? The answer is F. So A and F are mathematically similar. Why is this 2 mathematically similar? What is it that is about them which is similar?
They're still the same shape.
They are triangles. They have the same shape. But their size is different. If you count this one, the bottom is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 4.
Mm-hmm.
The height for this one is 3. 1, 2. Sorry, 2. The height for this one is 2. So they are similar. It's just that the lengths are different, similar shapes, but the lengths are different. So the length of base is different. Like humans are similar. What's different about humans? Some people are taller. Some people are shorter. Some people are fatter. But we are all similar. So, question 5. Solve that first one. The opposite of divide by 4 is times 4. So you take the 4 to the right, it becomes 8 times 4 is 32. So the answer is 32.
Mm-hmm.
For this one, there's two things you have to do there. That what makes that one tricky. I'll write it there again. 8 minus x is equals to minus 2. We can take the minus 2 to the left and take the minus x to the right. So you watch that carefully. Minus 2 comes to the left. What's the opposite of minus?
Plus 2.
And minus x goes to the right. What's the opposite of minus x?
Plus x.
So 8 plus 2 is 10, and that's equals to x. That's how you got that one. Okay, we'll stop there, and then I'll let you carry on. Precious, can you explain 6a? Can you read it and tell us what to do? How you done it?
6A.
Yes, 6a.
Oh, so it says write 28 and 70 as a ratio in simplest form. So you just divide it by 14 on both sides to get 2 and 5.
Right. What does that symbol in the middle, the 2 dot, what does that mean in mathematics? What does that, how do you say that 2 dot in mathematics?
Probability.
Pardon?
It's a probability.
I cannot hear. We say, okay, I'll
I said,
tell you.
mm-hmm.
Have you heard that? So
No.
in mathematics, they'll say 28 is to 70, which means the ratio of 28 and 70 as a ratio in the simplest form. Why did you choose 14? Or did you know the 14 times table?
Hmm?
Do you know the 14 times table?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying because sometimes in exam, students may not know 14 times table.
Mm-hmm.
But you can put 28, you can put in your calculator 28 divided by 70, and it will simplify it to you. Or since it's an even number, you can divide by 2 first, divide by 2, and you carry on. Okay, for part B, a map has a scale of 8 centimeters to represent 1 meter. The scale can be written as a ratio in the form 1:n. Find the value of n. Do you know why we divide by 8, Danielle?
Yeah, I do.
Why do we divide by 8?
To find 1.
Yes, we want to make this side to be 1 because the question says 1:n. So to make the left side 1, you have to divide the left side by 8. And you do the same to the right side. If you divide the left side by 8, divide the right side by 8. So 100 divided by 8 is 12.5. Let me explain number 7.
Who do you want to explain?
You can go ahead, Precious.
Oh, I converted 1.25 minutes into seconds. That gave me 75. And then the
Okay,
answer I got is 24.
let me write that down. You said you change 1.25 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
75 seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
that's 60 plus 15. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, okay. And then what I did was that I did a half equals 30 minutes. And then I did 1,800 divided by 75.
How did you get 1,800?
What did I do again?
Where did 1,800 come from? How do you get that?
I don't know what calculation I did. I just got 1,800. I divided it by 75.
60 minutes, 60 seconds is 1
Then
minute.
then I added it together. Yeah.
60 times 30 gives you
Yeah, I added it together. Mm-hmm.
the 1,800 divided by
25.
gives you 24.
25.
Okay, or you can divide 30 minutes divided by 1.25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You get the same answer. Okay, excellent. I'll let you Right, question number 8. Complete this statement by writing a positive whole number in each box to make two different but equivalent fractions. What does the word equivalent mean? The word equivalent, Precious.
It means equal.
Yes, it means they are equal. If you simplify them, they'll get to the same number. So 2 over something is equals to 1 over something. You can pick something. If you simplify 2 over 16, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 16 divided by 2 is 8, which is the same as 1 over 8. Which numbers did you pick?
The same one.
Pardon?
The same one.
The same one. Did anybody pick a different set?
No.
Can you think of different numbers that we can use? Okay, if you times 2 by 3 and times a number that will give you, if you times 2 by 3, you get 6. And if you times 16 by 3, what do you get? 16 times 3.
48.
Yes, 48.
48.
So you can still have 48 because that will be 6 divided by 6 is 1. 48 divided by 6 is 8. That will still be 1 over 8. So you can use 6 and 48, 6 over 48 and 1 over 8. For part B, complete this statement by writing a possible positive whole number in the box. What we want to do, we want to make this bottom number the same for all of them. So we can times, we want to make all of them 10 because 10 is the lowest common multiple for 5, 2, and 10. Can times this by 2, times this by 2. That will make 2 over 10. This one, the 10 will stay the same. And then we can times this by 5, times this by 5. That will make 5 over 10. So we want a number between 2 and 5. What number can we use between 2 and 5? We can use 3 or we can use 4. That's why we chose 3 over 5 because 3 is in the middle of 2 and 5. Since the bottom is all the same, choose a number between 2 and 5. You can choose 3 over 10 or you can choose 4 over 10. So that's what you complete for number 9. It looks like that. So there's how many items all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's what the 12 looks like. And it says, write down the fraction of the meal deals that include baked beans. Now, since there are 12 of them, which of them include baked beans? How many include baked beans?
4.
Pardon? 1,
4.
2, 3, 4. Can you see that? 4 include baked beans for B. So that means you get 4 over the total 12. And you simplify it is half of 4 is 2. Half of 12 is 6. And you can still simplify it. Half of 2 is 1. And half of 6 is 3. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So supermarket A is £1.50 each. So then for supermarket B, you do £1.60, take away 10%. And obviously you get 0.16. So you do £1.60, take away 0.16, which gives you £1.44. So that means that supermarket A is better value. Because it's cheaper.
Okay. And then for part B, When you buy 3 packets of the biscuits, which supermarket is best value for money? How do you calculate best value? Tell me, what do you look for when you want to find something that's best value? What does best value mean?
The cheapest.
Cheapest in, yes, cheapest in terms of the money in pounds, lowest pound. And what else can you look for? The one that gives you the highest quantity. Highest quantity per pound, something like that. Okay, let's look at it. It says, Darcy buys 3 packets of these biscuits. Which supermarket is best value for money? So we look for A and B. For the first one, 2 times £1.50 plus 75 pence. So we go and look. £1.50. You buy 2 packets. That's why we multiply by 2. 2 times £1.50. And then the third one you get at half price. What's half of £1.50? £1.50 divided by 2.
0.75.
How much is that in pence?
75 pence.
75 pence. So that is how we got 2 times £1.50 plus 75 pence. When you add that, you get £3.75. And then for the next person, it's £1.60. And then there's 10% off. So £1.60, and you buy 3 of them. So here you buy 2 plus 1. That means 3 altogether. This one you buy 3. If you remove 10% from £1.60, what would that be left with?
10% of what?
What's 10% of £1.60?
16 pence.
16 pence. So that means £1.60 minus 16 pence. £1.60 take away 16. Use your calculator. £1.60 take away 16 pence. Use your calculator.
Take away 16.
Yes, can you see what I've written there? £1.60 take away 16 pence. Daniel, you go calculator.
£1.44.
Yes, £1.44, correct. Now you go £1.44 for one of per day, you multiply by 3. £1.44 times 3. What would that give you, Daniel?
£1.44 times 3.
Yes, put down your calculator.
£4.32.
£4.32. So which one is cheaper?
A.
A is cheaper because, and what's the difference? You subtract £3.75, take that away from £4.32, you get 57 pence. Question 11.
I got 37.
37. How did you get that?
Because the input is 10, I did 10 times 4, which is 40. Take away 3, which is 37.
Fantastic. And the second part?
You got, I didn't get 5.
Yeah, I got 3.5.
Did you get the second part? 5. Did you get that, Daniel?
No.
Okay, it says the output is 17. Okay, if you look at it, there's 2 things you're doing. What's the first thing you do? You times 4. And after you times 4, you minus 3. So you put 10, you times 4, you minus 3, and you get the answer 37. Here, your answer is 17. The output says 17. What's the opposite of minus 3?
Plus 3.
So
plus 3. 17 plus 3. 17 plus
20 is 20.
20.
Oh, it is 5. Oh, yeah.
Then you do the opposite of times 4 is, what's the opposite of times 4?
Divide by 4.
Divide by 4. 20 divided by 4. 5. That's how we go 5 there. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally put minus instead of plus.
And you do it all in your calculator. Your calculator will do it for you. You do 17 plus 3 divided by 4, because you're doing the opposite of minus 3 and times 3. So you're going to the right, you times 4 and minus 3. Coming to the left, you plus 3 and divide by 4. Part B, the input is x and the output is y. Write an equation for y in terms of x. So what are we doing first?
I didn't understand this question.
Pardon?
I just
What do we do first? Look at the pink arrow. What do we do first?
x times 4 minus 3 equals y, and then you just flip it.
Yes, so you do. The first thing you say, you start with x. X is the input. The first thing is do it times 4. So x times 4 is the same as 4x. After you times 4, you do the next thing in green. You minus 3, and that gives you your answer y. So it's 4x minus y, and that's it. Times 4 and minus 3, there's two things you do. Times 4 and minus 3, and your answer will be 4x minus 3. Who wants to explain number 12?
I will.
Go ahead.
So, because the question says that Kai does this 800 times, that means the frequency has to add up to 800. So I did 296 plus 80 plus 48, which is 424, and I took 800 from 424, which makes 376.
Yes.
And for the second part, I did exactly the same. 80 over 800 equals 4 over 40.
Okay. That's one way to do it. And you're happy with part B?
Me? Yeah.
Okay. Another way to look at it is, that's fantastic what you just said. Another way to look at it is, since the probability is 0.47, what that means is, there's a number divided by 800 that will give you 0.47. So take, for example, if you get your calculator, what's 48 divided by 800? Put that in your calculator. What do you get?
0.12.
48 divided by 800.
0.06.
0.06. And then the next one, 80 divided by 800.
0.8.
Pardon?
Oh, 80 divided by 100.
800.
Yeah, 0.8.
No. Use your calculator.
0.1.
I don't.
0.1.
Yeah.
And then the next one, 296 divided by 800.
0.37.
0.37. So you can see that gives us the numbers underneath in the table. So what we're saying here is a number divided by 800 will be 0.47. So what's the opposite of divide by 800? Times 800. So that number would be 800 times 0.47. And that will give you the 376, which you can get from adding there and subtracting. So that's another way to do it. And then for part B, there are 40 marbles in the back. Work out how many blue marbles are likely to be in the back. 40 marbles in the back. For blue is 80 over 800. Blue is 80 over 800. When you simplify that, you want to change it to 40. So you divide by 0 cancel, divide by 20, you get 40, and that 80 you divide by 20, you get 40. So that means there will be 4. That means if there's 800 marbles, what that means is if there's 800 marbles, you get 80 blue. And if there's 40 marbles, you get 4 blue. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
There's more marbles, there's more blue. Less marbles, less blue. Okay, let's and why? Because it says it is an estimate for the actual number. For the part B, is your answer to part B likely to be an actual number of blue marbles in the bag? Give a reason. No, because we are just estimating. That's what it is. Okay, I think we can end at that number 12. It's now 10:30, and then we'll pick up next time.
Okay.
Okay.